going on, Fandiverse YouTube? It's your boy Louie G, and today we're going to be doing unboxing and review on something really special. I'm gonna keep you guys in suspense. What do we have here? A Marvel X-Men Legends. And just so you can see, it's a fresh box, never been opened, brand spanking new. All right guys, so they'll let me use one of his box cutters. And if you've never opened up a full case, it's the most loveliest thing in the world. All right guys, so we went ahead and pulled all the figures out. This is what they look like out the big box. And here in a minute, we're going to do each review for each figure. Just a friendly reminder, Gambit is the double pack, so if you get a fresh case, Gambit you'll have two Gambits. So just a little FY, if you like Gambit, you'll get two. But every other figure is just one. Hey guys, so made it home. Sped out of Big Bang Toys and Collectibles as fast as I could just to get home so I can go ahead and unbox these beauties and review them. So let's get into it, man. All right, so the first one we're gonna do is Beast. Well, you know, packaging, it's got the X logo on there. Got the Caliban head there. Put that off to the side. What I like about this piece, it's got multiple hands, open paw. Things feel pretty sturdy for the most part. Oh, it does have, so you can, it's got a joint in there. So, nice little posable hand. This one's got the joint in there too. Put it off the side. So real sturdy joints. There's a massive figure there. First off, we have head movement. Oh, a little too far. So up, down. Just can't go too far up. It looks like it might pop off, you know, left and right. I got a joint right here. Shoulder, up, down, bicep movement. You know, like the flow of this. A lot of times you get those elbow joints and they're real stiff to almost to the point where you feel you're gonna break them. This one's not, really smooth. You guys can see minimal effort on that. Not loose or anything like that by any means, but real nice. What I like about this is when you open that up, you Still got the fur in there. It's not like a dull flat spot or just, you know, shiny spot there. It's got fur. It's got the, what I like about this one, it's got like another, you can rotate in that way if you want to. I haven't seen that really before. So this one's got that. Move the legs. Again too with the knees, man. Real smooth. Not tough. Doesn't feel like you're gonna break the figure. He's got the ankle joint. This one does have typical Toy Biz kind of, but it's got the joint right at the feet. I haven't seen that on a Marvel Legends for this line, but he does have that. One thing I kind of disliked about the Toy Biz ones is this joint would get super floppy, and anytime you'd stand him up, he was just basically falling. So we'll see how it goes over time. Of course, I don't play with my figures. I do some action figure photography. But overall, this figure looks pretty good. His belt slides up and down. If you were going to do any beast poses, I guess having the legs or the feet do that would be great. Color, looks really good. As far as the sculpt, you know, he's got a lot of muscle definition in the arms, in the back, obviously the chest. It's got abs, but yeah, pretty good figure. Pretty good figure. Overall, real pleased with this. I mean, it'd be better if you had a different head, but you know, I'm not gonna knock it. I'm digging this figure. So, all right, let's put this one aside and then move on to the next one. All right. Get this bad boy open. I went ahead and I pre-cut the tape on the back because honestly I don't want to fumble through these things. Oh yeah, one thing, got a cool little back story in the back. That Caliban looks pretty good too, so I'm gonna try to collect this whole wave. Usually on the X-Men waves, I collect all of them. I don't waste any time. That's one big figure that well, that's new. Huh. This leg, oh man, this guy's gonna be big. Let's go ahead and put that off to the side. Okay, we got him out the package. Got that extra head right there. Got his mouth open. Kind of a little screaming effect. Long hair, beard. Looks mad. All right, let's get down to the figure. Right off the back, one thing I did notice is these claws. The plastic is a lot harder. before. A lot of the claws were soft plastic, so they kind of warped, bent, and moved around. So that's cool. It's got clenched fists. He's got all this tubing around. Head movement, left and right, up and down. I mean, it's kind of restricted because he's got hair on the back, so it's not gonna move too far up. It's got a joint right here, so it's got a little shoulder joint. It's got up and down, bicep, elbow, bit of wrist action, and he's got that with his hip, leg, that, knee, ankle, overall it's a pretty good sturdy figure. This one's a lot better than that Toy Biz. The Toy Biz one is a lot smaller, not as muscular as this figure. I noticed that the Toy Biz one was a little bit kind of lanky in size, height. Wasn't really proportioned to the legs or anything like that. So I almost picked them up. The other day I found a loose one and I was like, no, I'm good, I can wait. But overall, if you're a Wolverine X-Men fan, it's a must-have figure right there. Weapon X, it's more iconic than that. This tubing does come off obviously from his head because you have that extra head. Pop it back in there. Just trying to see if there's a point where you can detach the belt, but I don't see one. But overall sturdiness, really good. Looks a lot better than the photos I saw before they released it. Super happy with it. As far as taking his head off, that pops off pretty quick. Alright, so the next one's going to be Blink. And with Blink we get a leg. so let's take a close look at her. Left, right. So joint, a little bit of restriction on going back, so on the figures. So this is about as far as back as her head can kind of really go right there. The hair kind of restricts that, so no looking up. Looking forward, yes. Looking down all day, but looking back with a lot of figures that have hair. It's about as far as she's going. She's got a shoulder, no bicep movement, elbow joint. So just up and down, twist, twist there. Just gotta up and down. And I guess this piece of her attire strapped onto her belt. Legs, leg movement, got there, knees, and then just up and down on the legs. So this one, to be honest with you, not as articulated as the Beast. Overall, I guess it's an okay figure. But if you want the Caliban, you need him in. She's got her little bolts right here, or whatever you call them. I mean, but the coloring is great. Face sculpt's really good. Eyes, paint, that's all good. When Hasbro makes these slender female figures, for whatever reason, just they make the really super thin arms. I can use one example, the X23, both the X-Force and they have the same upper body sculpt, same arms, legs. The only thing's different is obviously the feet, but they have almost about the same amount of articulation on these. Not too much movement as far as the hip. No movement on the hip actually, but the torso, upper torso moves up and down. So like I said, there's a bit of a restriction on the head. So that one, I don't know, not too, they kind of just, honestly, it looks just like they just kind of remolded this one or used parts from another figure. But like I said, if you building the Caliban or you're a fan of Blink, obviously it's a must-have. But overall, I guess it's okay. Not gonna lie and tell you guys I was super excited over this one. So let's move on to the next one. All right, the next one I'm doing is Forge. They'll have a cool little backstory on the back, as you guys know. So, get this bad boy opened. All right, so with this figure we get Caliban's arm. Off to the side. guns. It's pretty neat. Pretty dope. Like he's got a silencer at the end. And he's got his assault rifle. Soft plastic. Okay. And right off the back, he's got these little movable leg. I don't know what they are, but they hike up on his boots and they could slide off. You actually can take them off if you really wanted to, not have them. I assume it's just a personal choice. It's got a robotic leg. You guys can see. And he's got a little pistol holster right there. Fits pretty snug. Let's see, let's look down his articulation. Head moving left to right. It's pretty good up down movement even with the ponytail. Face paint looks really good. Let's get down. Oh, look at that. Found a little bit of a paint flaw right there. Kind of well hidden by his little holster that he's got, or his little holster thing that he's got. So our movement up, down, nothing there. Bicep. Hands go up and down. Believe it or not, this doesn't move. Little glove extension. Same thing over here, bicep. Elbow. Got that. And look. Legs. Knee moves pretty good. Up, down. He's got another joint right there. So his gun holster does not come off. Overall, pretty good figure, other than a little bit of a paint flaw right there and right there. I don't know if it's the joint where not really digging that either. You guys can see that. I don't know if you guys get him. He's got that going on. Maybe it's just this one that I got, but it's about as high as his arm goes. But not too worried about that. It's a minor little flaw. Belt moves, does not come off. Overall, pretty good figure. Action mode, forge. All right, let's move on to the next one. So the next one will be Skullbuster. And the back on all of them is pretty much the same. It's got the X-Men logo. So let's not dwell too much. So with Skullbuster, we have another Caliban arm. Creepy. Little gun with an extendo clip. In case stuff gets hairy. And looks like he comes with another well-packed head. So he's got some kind of clear helmet or apparatus, some breathing. Does slide off. So you can see his face. I don't know if you guys can see it. Slide this bad boy back on. Like this masked head. There's head movement up, down, left, right. Not a whole movement on this head. It gets about as high as it's gonna go. Back of the head gets stuck on his coat. Let's see if we have the same problem with the alternative head. Almost the same issue. So it's all good. I don't think you'd be looking up, but it's got little spikes. See if that hinders his arm. It does. As high as you can go. Got bicep movement. Hands. It's got a little so this one seems like it's got a little bit more movement going up. Not a whole lot. That's high as his arm gonna go on that side. So it goes torso movement, yes. Hip, yes. Little holster there for his weapon. It fits. Legs. Yes. So even with the knee pads on there, on the knee, pretty good knee movement right there. I was kind of afraid of it, but nope. Moves right at the boot, and it does have that swivel on the ankles. It's got up and down movement. Paint on this looks pretty good. Like the jacket, the spikes, the mask that he's got on. I don't know about the gun color, but hey, nothing that a little paint can't fix. But overall, This guy looks pretty menacing. I wasn't really 100% sold on it until I got him out the package, and not too bad. So, let's move on to the next one, guys. Guys, on this one, we'll go ahead and do Jubilee. In the Jubilee, we have torso. That off the side. Jubilee comes with 2 sets of glasses. I don't know if I just got lucky and got 2 because she's already wearing 1 set. That does not come off, so. And we have her blowing bubble gum. I don't think it comes off. Wow. Interesting. So with her articulation, let's see. So soft plastic. Her head movement is actually pretty good. Up, down, left, right. And those glasses don't come off. Arms up, down. Goes pretty high. Elbow. And hands. Okay. Other side, same thing. Ooh. Let's see, notice that one, but that actually got a swivel right there. Torso, it's kind of high on the top. Same thing with, like I was explaining with most of the female legends, it's torso movement's high. Although, and she does have hip movement where Blink did not. Legs, got a joint right there at the short line. Knees, very good. It's got another joint at the boot line. She's got up and down movement on her feet. So this one I like a lot better than the Blink already, just because of the articulation on this one. So digging this one, like this one, not just because I wanted a Jubilee, but just the articulation is a lot better. The only thing on this one that I'm really not too ecstatic about is the blowing bubblegum head. That's cool, but to be honest with you, it's just kind of a waste of head on that one. Extra set of glasses. Kind of afraid that they wouldn't stay on, but actually stay on pretty good. That's on the extra head. On the head that it came with, doesn't look like they come off. Yeah, they don't. Paint's overall pretty good. Pretty decent. You could almost take the coat off, but why bother? Because she's gonna have yellow arms, so. Okay, like this figure a lot better than Blink. All right, guys, on to the next one. It's gonna be Gambit. So this one does not have a Build-A-Figure. So you're not gonna get anything from Gambit other than an extra set of hands. Okay. His staff. Throwing card. Pretty tall figure. So head movement all the way down, all the way up. His coat does not hinder his head movement. Paint looks pretty awesome. Got the red eyes. Kind of look bloodshot, but cape, soft material. So what I like about this figure right off the back is that even if you pose his hand or his arm, you will not see into whatever's behind that. Sometimes on the other, like the Jubilee, it looks like if you move her hand too far out, arm too far out, you can kind of see a little bit of color, but maybe because this one's darker, that's why you can't see it. So let's start off with articulation, shoulder, bicep, and it's got the two fingers up. Can adjust that. Okay. Arm, bicep, shoulder. Hip, or he's got really good movement on that. On his torso, got hip movement, leg right there, joint there, knee, little swivel on the where the boot area is at. He's got up and down movement on his ankle. Alrighty, slide this bad boy in there. So for not having to build a figure and having a couple extra, one extra hand and staff and all of his accessories, I actually really like this figure. Next to the X23, sorry. Next to the Weapon X, this is my second favorite figure in the line, or in the wave. followed by the Beast and Jubilee. So on to the next one. Last but not least, the Build-A-Figure for Caliban. Yeah, how tough are these guys at popping together? First time I bought like a case where I actually Build-A-Figure. Most of the time I just, in a box, don't use them. Or they're packed away and I don't build them. Alrighty. So this guy's huge and ugly, but you know, got the hip or the torso, hip movement, another joint right there, knee, another joint there. This guy's massive, like Hulk size. Got the hands, menacing hands, but he's got joint right here, and then he's got up and down. So huge and scary. So that's the Caliban Build-A-Figure right there. Huge. This guy's massive. Paint's pretty awesome. He's not super heavy, but he's girthy. Like the paint on his hands, if you look at it, the detail. Same thing with his face. He's got that really good detail. Head movement, about up and down about that much. But kind of like that eggshell white translucent paint. On his legs. There you have it. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the slightly long video on the review of the new X-Men Build-A-Figure Caliban Wave. I enjoyed it. If I would give the overall wave a grade, I'd give it a 10 out of 10. If I had a knock on any of the figures, like I said, it would probably be the Blink figure. It just seemed like it was not as articulated as the rest of them. But other than that, you know, there was Beast, Gambit, Weapon X, Jubilee. Those figures were great. So if there was any knock on any of the figures, it'd be Blink. But the rest are great. So I want to take a quick shout out to Bill over at Big Bang Toys and Collectibles in Las Vegas. Go ahead and put the address, phone number at the end of the video. He sponsored the figures in order for me to do my review. So big shout out to Bill, Big Bang Toys and Collectibles. Gotta check him out. Want to take a quick minute just to talk about Days of the Dead convention that's coming up June 7th through the 9th. It's a horror sci-fi convention with a lot of pop culture. There'll be comic vendors and artist and everything. So it's not just all horror and sci-fi, a little mixture of things, but primarily it'll be horror. You'll have Linda Blair, she'll be there. Sid Haig and Bill Moseley, those two guys are great, met him before, ironically at Big Bang Toys and Collectibles. You're gonna have Tyler Mane, played Jason, and he played Sabretooth in the first X-Men movie. So you're also going to have Alex Vincent and Miko Hughes. Alex was the little kid on Child's Play Part 1 and 2. And then you have the Miko Hughes, that's the little scary kid from Pet Sematary. You're also going to have Michael Biehn. He was Kyle Reese on Terminator, and he was on Alien 2, but I primarily remember him from being sent back from John, into the past to, I guess, Father John Connor. You're gonna have Dee Snider, Malcolm McDowell. It's an old picture of him, but he's bearded out and everything. You're gonna have C.J. Graham, played Jason Voorhees, and you're gonna have Bam. If you're a fan of Jackass, he'll be there. So yeah, the convention will be at the Plaza, 7th through the 9th. So it's a 3-day weekend, not 3-day weekend, but a 3-day convention, and it'll be at the Plaza. If you need to check them out, the website's right there on the bottom, www.daysofthedead.com. They have shows throughout the country. After Vegas, it'll be Chicago. So yeah, definitely must go to convention that's coming up, and with all kinds of great guests. They're always adding more guests to the roster, so just because I name these doesn't mean that they're the only ones that are going to be there. But definitely check them out. We'll be giving away actually 40 passes in total. All you have to do is check us out on our Instagram and Facebook and follow the directions. Share one of the posts that we have for this event, and we'll have a drawing every week until the event, and we'll be giving away passes. So thanks again, guys, and stay tuned for our next video. So like always, it's your boy Louie G. We are Faniverse. Peace.